Do you want to know how to improve your communication instantly? Own your words. Say what you mean and mean what you say, and do it in a kindly way. Hi, I'm Dr. John Lund, a communications doctor, and I'm here to help you improve your communication skills. I want you to tell your friends and your loved ones that you've learned a new communication skill, and that is to ignore facial expression and body language and hold yourself and others 100% accountable for your words. If you expect people to read your mind or to interpret your body language, you're setting yourself up to be frustrated, and it's a sure recipe for frustration and for poor communications. Let me give you an example. Here's a husband and wife, and the husband says to his wife, "Dear, would you like to go out for dinner tonight?" And she says, "Yes, that sounds lovely." And he says, "Do you care where we go?" No, it doesn't matter." "Okay, let's do Chinese." "Oh no, I don't want to do Chinese." There's a wonderful example of saying something you really don't mean, of poor communications. Now let's reverse that circumstance and say, here's now the woman, and she says to her husband, "Dear, would you like to go out to this King Dong's Chinese restaurant tonight?" Now his reaction is to frown and with kind of a half-hearted, reluctant, acquiescent attitude says this, "Yeah, I guess." Now the question is, what is she supposed to interpret from that? That he really doesn't want to go? She shouldn't have to interpret anything. We need to be able to say what we mean and mean what we say and be clear in our communication one with another. But doesn't that sound familiar, like something that happens in everyday life? In your life, in my life, those things happening? Here's an example of clear communication and a better way to communicate your expectation. Here it is. "Would you like to go out to eat to dinner tonight?" "Yes, that sounds lovely." "Do you care where we go?" "Well, I'm not really sure. Why don't you run a few things by me and I'll give you a reaction." See, when the message that we send is a mixed message, it's a message where we try to read tone of voice, we try to read body language, we try to interpret the words. Those mixed messages will only lead to more confusion and misunderstanding in our communication. So a clear communication involves owning your words. Now, it's okay to have a different opinion. It's okay even to say, "I don't know." It's also appropriate to say, "I've changed my mind and I don't have an opinion," or it's to say, "I do have an opinion now. I didn't before, but I do now. I'd like to do Mexican." That's also wonderful. What is not okay is to expect others to read your mind. And when you do that, you're setting yourself up and you're setting them up for frustration and poor communication. Confused communication and mixed messages set you up for disaster in terms of good communication. I want to give you one other example, something I think you can relate to. Here's an 84-year-old woman. She's coming up on her 85th birthday, and her daughter comes to her and says, "Mom, let's celebrate your 85th birthday. We're going to invite your friends and the neighbors and our loved ones, and we'll have them all come over and they can express their appreciation and love for you." And the grandmother says, "Oh no, don't make a fuss." "Are you sure, Mom? Because we'd love to do it." "Oh no, listen, a cake and a little ice cream would be just fine with those here in the house." Well, all right, so that's what they did. And then the grandmother, the same grandmother, was very disappointed. She was distraught, as a matter of fact, and disappointed, and said to her daughter, I guess I was expecting somewhat more for my birthday. But guess what? It didn't happen, and the daughter's frustrated. The grandmother's frustrated. Why? Because she didn't own her words. So if you want to be a better communicator, a more clear communicator, then own your words. Say what you mean what you say, and do it in a kindly way. This is Dr. John Lund, the communications doctor, saying, be your best self and make the world a better place.